morning, students. Welcome you all once again into the online classes on the behalf of Chandra Public School. Today we are going to discuss about the poultry farming and animal breeding. This one is your second session of the chapter number 9. That is your strategy for enhancement in the food production. I hope you are doing well. Stay at your home, save your life and save other life too. And I also am hoping that you are completing your homework as well as you are preparing for yourself for the pre-term examination. This examination is based on your 5 chapter. That means your first unit, the 4th chapter belonging from the first unit, and the 5th chapter will be your first chapter of your unit 3rd, that is your chapter number 8. Means chapter number 1, 2, 3, 4 and chapter number 8 will be the part of your pre-midterm examination. So today the first topic is your poultry farming. As you know that the poultry farming deals with the rearing of domestic fowls. Domestic fowls means chickens, ducks and turkey for their and what we are rearing them for to getting the egg and meat. Hence we will study about the rearing of the fowls only into the poultry farming and the poultry farming products like eggs because we know that the poultry products like egg is the rich source of animal protein, fat, vitamins and minerals. That's why the most of them nowadays the government is also focusing and providing the various type of the facilities to enhancing and for the promotion of the poultry farming. Poultry birds are easy to raise. They can be acclimatized to wide range of climatic conditions and have a short lifespan. Means the whole into the poultry farming, the poultry birds are raised and become mature within the 35 to 40 days. Okay, that's why the people are also, and that's why the people are focusing on that, because in the short term they are getting the maximum output. The efforts are being made to improve the poultry farming are increased in the egg production by making use of the new technologies. So the poultry farming in this category is the domestication of the, so we can say that in general term if we want to say, so the poultry farming is a category of the domesticated bird that people keep for the purpose of collecting their egg, killing them for their meat and or feathers. Okay. So there are some important terms which are related to the poultry, like boiler. It is boiler term we are using for the poultry birds which are exclusively grow for the meat. So those poultry birds which are grow for the meat purpose, they are called boiler. Layer, the female fowls which are mainly raised for the egg production, means there are the egg production poultry farming. Sometime we are able to see in our nearby. Nowadays numbers of the poultry farm is there who are producing the numbers of producing the thousands of the egg on the daily basis in our district also. So those poultry birds which are present in that poultry farm, that is called your layer females. So then your cockerels, it is a young male. This term is used for the young male fowls. Roosters, this term is used for the mature male fowls, and white leghorns is used for the most of the common poultry birds with the average. Means white leghorns we are using those for poultry birds which are involved in the egg production. Generally they are producing to 40 eggs per year. Okay. Now let's talk about the poultry breeding. The poultry breeding in India can be classified into the three main types. These are indigenous breed, exotic breed, cross breeds. So in the indigenous breed, there are the three pure breeds of the indigenous flows, of which as asil or the Indian games is the most popular, which are used in the cock fighting, and they also provide the high yield of meat, but they are not good for the egg as a egg layer. Okay, the average weight of the cock is about 4 to 5 kg, and that of the hen is the 3 to 4 kg. Okay. Asil breeds has the numbers of the variety, of which the most popular are Pila, which is a golden red, Yakub, black and red in color, Nuria, which is white in color, and Kagar, which is black in color. So these are the varieties of the Asil breed. Now let's talk about the exotic breed. The exotic breed, there are the numbers of the exotic breed of fowls are in which the two most popular breeds used in our countries are white Levants, which is highly reputed exotic breed that produce a long white eggs. Okay, and these birds have the small body size and so need the less food for the maintenance, and hence so that the hens are good egg layer. Okay. Next varieties of the exotic breed is your Roet slant rat. It is also an exotic breed of fowls, and as the name is suggests, it was developed on the farms of Rohde Island in the USA. These breeds are the Dewey types of breed. It is a Dewey type of breed. That means it is a very good egg layer and is also yields good meat. Good meat. Okay, that is your boiler. Third one is your crossbreed. A numbers of new breeds have been developed by the crossbreeding. The indigenous breed with the highly yield exotic breed. It is means that it is an indigenous breed which is a highly yield exotic breed. Most of the presenting the chickens, whatever we are used for the production of egg and meats are the crossbreed. There are numbers of the research. There are the numbers of the research programs are going on to produce improved commercial layers and boilers through the cross breeds. Okay, so these breeds in 2000 crossbreeds yield about the 2000 egg per birth annual as compared to the 60 to 70 eggs by indigenous breed. It is also the most improved breed which consume far less food. Examples of the crossbreeds are HH260, IBL18 and B77. Next one is your poultry farm management. We know that the poultry birds suffer from a numbers of the disease which is caused by virus, bacteria, fungi, parasites and nutritional deficiency. So to overcome or to control with that, they can be controlled, and these diseases can be controlled with a better management like selection of the disease-free and suitable breeds. We have to do means that we have to do the selection of the disease-free and suitable breeds. We also have to do the proper and safe farm management. We have to provide the hygiene by providing the proper housing, cleaning and sanitizing condition in the different cages. Healthcare, we also have to provide the healthcare by the spraying the disinfectant at the regular interval. By timely we have to give the vaccination against the infectious disease. So some common poultry diseases that affect the poultry birds are false cholera, bird flu, rickets, coryza and aspergillosis. These which are not controlled on the time, they can be taken as heavy tools of the poultry. Okay, so this way we can be these are the steps we can, if we are adapting, so we can management very well the poultry or poultry farm. Okay, next topic is your disease caused by poultry, caused in the poultry birds. Okay, so if we talk about the before that I want to discuss about the main causes of the disease into the poultry birds. So these causes are overcrowding of the birds, poultry birds, unhygienic condition. If there is an unhygienic condition, so it's also cause the disease. Dampness, insufficient light, and polluted air. These are the factors which cause the disease into the poultry bird. So into the recent year, the bird flu has caused havoc and amounted to the serious depletion in the consumption of the egg and chicken. So bird flu is a viral disease and it is the most common viral disease. And instead of that, the most common viral disease is your Rani K. Okay, so this disease is transmitted from the one first to another due to the contact with the mucus discharge from the beaks. Okay, if you talk about the other viral diseases of the poultry include fowl pox, mark disease, hepatitis, etc. are the viral diseases which occurs into the poultry birds. Some bacterial diseases are also there, like fowl cholera, salmonellosis and coryza. These are the disease which is caused by the bacteria into the poultry birds. The birds should so to overcome with that, we have to make sure that the birds should be properly vaccinated to avoid the infection. In case infection is spread, the only remedy is to isolate the sick bird, followed by their killing and then burning. It is a proper method for the elimination of a pathogens. Okay. Next topic is your animal breeding. So breeding of animal is an important aspect of the animal husbandry, in which the animal breeding aims at increase the yield of animal produce and also improving the desirable qualities of the desirable quality of the produced. Okay, or we can say that poultry animal breedings have the aim to improving the genotype of the domesticated animal to make them more useful for the human beings. So animal breeding is done to get the varieties with the desirable character, like increasing the milk, egg and meat production, etc. So here a breed can be referred to a group of animals related to the descent and similar in the most character, like size, shape, morphological features, etc. So when the breeding between the animal of the same breed is so whenever breeding is occurs in between the animals of the same breed is called inbreeding, while the crosses between the different breeds is called your outbreeding. So basically there are the two types of the breeding is occurs in the animals, inbreeding and outbreeding, in which we know that in the case of inbreeding, the animals are belonging from the same breed, while in the case of outbreeding, the animals are belonging from the different breeds. Okay. There are some main objectives of the animal breeding, like to improve the growth rate of the animal and also to increase the production of milk, meat, egg and wool. To produce, it also has the aims to produce the superior quality to produce products like milk, meat and egg. They also have an aim or objective to develop or improve the resistance of the various diseases, increase the reproduction rate and at last increase the productivity life. So there are some main approaches of the animal breeding, that are inbreeding, outbreeding. In the outbreeding there are the two types. The first one is your three versions are there, that is your outcrossing, crossbreeding and interspecific hybridization. So these approaches have the briefly described into the later slides with the reference to the mainly about the cattle breeding. Okay. So the first, let's talk about the inbreeding. As we know that inbreeding refers to the mating of the more closely related animal of the same breed for the 4 to 6 generation. Means here the mating is occurred between the closely related animal of the same breed for up to the 4 to 6 generation. So inbreeding involves the following steps, like the breeding strategy for the inbreeding is these are followed as given in this diagram, in which first of all we have to the superior female like cow and the superior male like bulls of the same breeds are identified. Okay, means here the superior cow should be that one which produce more milk per lactation period, and the superior bulls means is here that is the one of that which have the strong and have the more vigorous. So the crossing is occurs between those cow which have the more productivity in the per lactation, and bulls should be have the more vigorous. Okay, so when the superior cow and the superior bulls are mated, then they get a first progeny as it is shown in the diagram. So when they produce the first progeny, so after that the progeny is evaluated or undergo for the selection of the superior cow and superior bull for the desired character. Means that the progeny evaluated for them, and then the superior cow and superior cow bulls are identified for the further mating. So inbreeding basically here if you see that, so the inbreeding increase the homozygosity which expose the harmful recessive genes which are eliminated by the process of selection. Okay. So one thing here also we have to be noted that the inbreeding is not the only the method to maintain the purity of generation through the homozygosity. Okay. So the selective inbreeding, if you see here, the selective inbreeding help into the accumulation of the superior gene in a breed, and which also eliminated the undesirable gene. Also, okay. Instead of that, the inbreeding increase the productivity, but continuous inbreeding reduce the fertility and lead to the inbreeding depression. We can overcome with the inbreeding depression by mating should be done in between the selected animal of the population and unrelated animal of the same breed or of a different breed after the few generations. Okay, so that we can overcome with the inbreeding depression. Next is your outbreeding. Outbreeding refers the breeding of the unrelated animal either between the individual of the same breed having the different ancestor or between the different breed or the different species. So the outbreeding may be there are the 3 subtypes based on the mating. The first one is your outcrossing, second one is your crossbreeding, and the third one is your intra-specific hybridization. So let's talk about the crossbreeding. In the crossbreeding, the superior male of one breed are mated with the superior female of the another breed, which result into the combination of desired qualities of the 2 different breeds. So alternatively, whatever the progeny hybrids of animals develop, they may be subjected to some form of the inbreeding, and selection of the derived new stable breed that may be superior to existing breed. Okay. So overall, if we talk about the crossbreed, so in the crossbreeding, the superior male or of one breed is mated with the superior female of the another breed. These mating allow the desirable quality of the two different breeds to combine into the single breed. So when the desirable qualities are combined into the single breed, so that progeny whatever is formed, it's called hybrid, which may be used for the commercial production, and alternatively some of the hybrid may be subjected to inbreeding to develop a new superior breeds. So the crossbreeding is also useful to improve the existing inferior breeds of cow, which is done by using the following techniques, like the cow of inferior breed is mating with the bulls of the superior breed, as it is shown in the diagram. After that, the progeny cow are matched with the bulls with the same superior breed that was used in the original cow, or in the original cross. It was and this cross will be continued like for the 6 to 7 generation, and the progeny then would be similar to the superior breed of bull used originally. Okay, so in this, the progeny is not only a superior breed but also retain the some useful character like adaptability of the local conditions. Okay, so if you see here in the diagram, first of all, the superior male of the one breed is crossed with the superior female of the another breed, in which the progeny is formed, which is hybrid, means it has the combination of the characters which possess with the superior male of one breed and superior female of another breed. After that, these hybrid are used for the commercial product, and sometimes alternatively we are using this progeny or hybrid for inbreeding of the hybrid to produce a new superior breed. And after that, this superior breed is breed of bulls is crossed with the inferior breed of cow, which result the progeny, and these progenies are again crossed with the, and then the cows of these progenies are again crossed with the superior bull, which also again provide the progeny. These progeny again, after that, again we have to select the cow from this progeny, and then this progeny again mating with the superior bulls, which result the progeny. So this process we have to continue for the 6 to 7 generation like this in the superior breed of the progeny, like to produce the superior breed of the progeny. Okay, so this way we will get the superior breed of progeny and also overcome with the inbreeding depression. Next one is your intraspecific hybridization. Okay, in the intraspecific hybridization, the mating occurs between the male and female animal belonging to the two different species. So in this, the progeny is obtained when it is different from the both parent and called hybrid. So these hybrid may be combined have the combined desirable traits of the both parent, and hence they may be considered as a good economic value. For example, the breeding of male donkey with the male female horse produce the mule. So mule of the hybrid is a sturdier and harder than the parent species, so that it has the economic value also, because it is well suited for the hard work in the difficult area like mountain region. So we can say that the intraspecific hybridization may result into the sterile hybrid also. This is all about today's lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.